Nothing from over here, GUI based. So yeah, you have the weekend and practice whatever is pending for you, so you don't have any problems later when we do the project. I'm not answering the phone. Yeah, that it will get overwhelming, I know. It's but if you keep practicing, see, everything is a building block. It's not like, what we do one thing today and tomorrow we forget that. We do something today and we utilize it tomorrow, day after tomorrow, like that. If you think about the entire journey so far, we learned Linux initially, we're using Linux every day. We learned AWS, we're using AWS, right? We learned Git, we're using Git, right? Maven, and now the Jenkins. Now we learn Ansible, then we group Ansible also into this. So it will get overwhelming if you don't practice. But if you practice, everything is very well documented. And by going through the document and practicing the same thing, people are able to understand. Okay, we just need to. The main thing is you don't need to by heart anything. Okay, you need to understand the logic behind it. All right, how things are working, how all the dots are connected together. If all the dots, you know how to connect all the dots together, you solve the puzzle. Okay, continuous delivery pipelines are puzzles. Okay, there are so many moving parts here. Okay, we seen yesterday we have 3 to 4 moving parts, and we'll add few more. Software testing will be added, continuous testing we call it. We're going to add security into this, then we're going to add Ansible into this, right? So this will grow, but the basic concepts remain same. Okay, uh, you build the job, you test it thoroughly by using different kinds of testing, you deploy that, you again do some testing, and likewise you move into different phases. Okay, so before I start Ansible, we have a few more things over here to do that I'm going to show you, because we're going to need those things in the project also. All right, so we created 3 jobs, right? We created a build pipeline also. We can see all our 3 jobs here: a package job, a code analysis job, and a vProfile staging deployment job. Okay, um, my voice is clear or is it breaking?
It is breaking sometimes, Imran, and sometimes it's better, but when you are in a flow, it is breaking.
Uh, Ajitab says it's clear for him. Can somebody else tell me, is it breaking or is it clear? That's clear for Sai also. Sandy, I think you have network fluctuation.
Okay, let me see my connection. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, so that. No problem. Right, so we have here 3 jobs now. We are gonna create one more job. It's gonna be deployment for the production. Let's say we have one pipeline and it's do the testing, code analysis. It will do unit testing is done, and then we deploy it to some QA environment where some software testing is also done. Okay, and software testing will include later, as I told you. Now, once all the testing is done, I can go ahead and deploy the project to the production environment. So I created a job over here. Okay, this job is again same as the staging deployment job. It's gonna copy the artifact from the previous job and
Imran,
use the, yes.
where you will add the security pipeline, build pipeline, uh, have you
We'll
seen any
cover that.
security?
That's
Okay,
later. That's later. That's later.
okay,
So we'll add one thing. Okay, slowly.
okay. Yep, got it. Yep.
I'll show you. So then we have deploying to production. Okay, a project, and this job will only get executed when everything is well tested. Okay, and it most of the time people don't keep it as a part of the pipeline, because they don't want automatic deployment on the production environment, because they're scared, because obvious reason, something breaks in the production, okay, the business gets disrupted. So how sure are you is your artifact is going to do well in production? And how do you make sure? You do testing. Testing is extremely important part of DevOps. All right, we don't do testing, but we definitely execute testing. And we inspire people to do automation testing, every kind of automation testing. As unit test case automatically gets executed, that's fine. Source code analysis, we have used check style plugin, it gets executed. Now we're going to add one more source code analysis, which is going to be with Sonar Cube, that we'll see later. And that was on the code. Now once you deploy the artifact to a QA environment, a testing environment, okay, so there we do functional testing. The software testers, so the QA guys we call, they'll do functional testing, load testing, vulnerability testing, those kinds of testing. So they're going to do it themselves. We have to create a pipeline, okay, or we have to include them in our pipeline, and it has to be automated. They write an automation test script. The world is of automation, okay. Manual testers are dying. All right, people want, because wherever I work for DevOps, I change their mind, and most of the time, unfortunately, I kill their job. Okay, manual testers, because I don't want somebody manually intervening in the pipeline. Now they'll say, no, deploy to the queue environment, I'll do the testing today evening, or tomorrow morning, something like that. Like, no way. You have to write an automation test script, give it to me, I'll execute in my pipeline, right? And once that checks out fine inside the pipeline only, then I can go ahead and deploy to the production environment. All right, so here is a production deployment job, but we don't have software testing, which we'll include later, as I told you. Right, so now how sure I am, can I include this into the pipeline? Let's say I have all the jobs created. Let's create a dummy testing job. vProfile vProfile software testing. It's going to be a dummy job. There is going to be nothing in this job, all right, except I'm going to just print something. And don't worry, I have a software testing, okay, for this application vProfile. We're just making it better and bigger vProfile application. We have database and so many things for it. So okay, so I'll show you those things later. So I'm just trying to keep it simple as of now. Sleep for 30 seconds. Okay, now once I do the deployment to the staging environment, I should have renamed it to QA actually, no? QA. Okay, I'll say build other project. Okay, it just came in top of this, above this deploy to container plugin. You can drag and drop this over here. vProfile software testing. Okay. Yes. Okay, now what I did as soon as the deployment is done for the QA job, okay, QA environment, the software testing project will be triggered, and it will do software testing also. So now you see one more extra job we have over here. Okay, we'll make the changes there later. Now that is good, and software testing automated gives me right result. If it passes, I can put it on production, so I don't need anybody's approval, right? So I'll go to the software testing job, configure. Okay, once it checks out fine, post build action. Now I'll say here I have two options: build other project, and I go ahead and put there the name of our production deployment job. This, right? Now As soon as this software testing job completes, it's going to automatically trigger the production deployment job. Probably I don't want that. I don't want it to automatically deliver it to the production environment. I want it to ask me before you do it for the deployment. All right? Maybe the software testing is the best in the world. It's going to give the right result, but I'm not ready every time to put it on production environment. Okay. So I can go with another plugin. I can still include it in the pipeline, but it will ask me, okay, should I deploy to the production or not? Okay. And for that, we have build other project manual step. You see here, manual step. All right. It's a downstream project. I will say e-profile, strong name. Name right, I don't know. E-profile project. Excuse me. Yeah, looks good. All right, let's run the show. Okay, so this is the upstream job for this. So this job gets triggered after this completes. We know this. Okay, code analysis completed. Now it's going to do the deployment on the QA servers. All right, that's also triggered. It's done. Beautiful, isn't it? Right? This is what is called as pipeline. In a normal to normal project, you'll have minimum 5 to 6 jobs, which will be in the pipeline like this. I mean, not would be, you have to create it like that, okay? And we have just scratched the surface as of now. We have to do a lot of automation, okay? That we'll see through Ansible, okay? So software testing is going on, all right? And there's nothing in software testing as of now, I know. As I told you, we're going to put something out there and says, oh, software testing completed successfully. Now what? Now this one does not get triggered the deployment job, production deployment job, because we said manual step there. All right. So probably I know we'll take somebody's approval or we'll find a nice time. Okay. Some auspicious time probably, or we have downtime. We are totally against the downtime. We don't want the production environment to go down at the time of deployment. We can have a highly available upgrades also. Okay, that we'll learn later, right? Like the website does not go down, still we upgrade it. We have multiple systems working together, highly available. Okay, so it does not go down, but still gets upgraded. Okay, take example of Google Doodle. Okay, I don't know what they have today. Yesterday there was some other Doodle. Okay, there's no Doodle now. So this is Doodle right here. It gets deployed, but the Google search engine does not go down because of that. Right? Like that, there are so many companies who are doing, upgrade where the website does not go down, no downtime, zero downtime upgrades. Okay, and we'll find a way. I'll explain you how they do it. All right. Now, how do I trigger this? Okay, there is a button over here, trigger. Let's say I got every approval, everything is good, and I'm gonna do the deployment production. Couldn't see the mouse movement or the cursor, what you click and how you go to the next screen. I just use the back button. I think I need to change my mouse cursor. All right, so I manually triggered this. All right, it was here. And the deployment completed successfully. All right. So that's how it looks. All right. Now, we know, code analysis will be triggered by package job. QA deployment is triggered by code analysis, right? We have the downstream job of some upstream jobs. But how do we trigger this vProfile package job? We have to click manually, right? Yeah, I know, it's not too much of work also, right? By just clicking it. But I'm not talking about that. Initially, when I was talking about the continuous delivery pipeline, I told you, developer push the code, and Jenkins will automatically fetch the changes and run the jobs, right? And these are the jobs, such kind of jobs it will run, and plus few more doing automation with Ansible also. Okay, but the first job, how does it get triggered? How does the pipeline get triggered? There are different triggers. So let's go to the package job configure page. Here there is build triggers. Okay, now different organizations have different strategies of triggering the pipeline. All right, we have seen manually we click the job build now and it gets triggered. Okay, now I can have this job, the package job, to be triggered after other projects are built. It's gonna be like downstream job. Okay, same as we did, from here build other project, but just the reverse way. All right, some other job will trigger this job, and we can give the name of the upstream job here. Okay, this we already know. It's one build trigger. The second build trigger is built periodically. Okay, here we give the information in cron job format. Okay, I'll explain that to you if you don't know cron jobs. uh, Let me talk about strategy first. So some companies have strategies, hold the developers work, and at the night time or something, the build pipeline gets triggered, and it will take all the source code that the developer has put on the git, will build it, test it, do code analysis, do deploy on the QA environment, do the QA testing, right? And before the developer comes tomorrow morning, right, they have emails, and I'll show you the notification also, how to send email notification. So they have email notification saying, this job is passed or that job is failed, and they fix the problem. Okay, so that's one strategy. So it's schedule job. So we can give it over here. We can trigger the pipeline, anytime we want. We don't have to be present over there, right? So this is a cron job format over here. If you guys know the cron job, it's the same format. If you don't know, this is how it works. So I just copied this. You should not put this over here. I just copied it just to show you what does this mean. Minute. So you have to give what minute? Let's say 8:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. All right. So it's going to be 8:30 means first we have to give the minute 30. Okay. Space. Okay. 8 p.m. So that's 20. All right. 8 p.m. So it's first one is minute. The second one is hour. All right. The third is the day of the month. All right, like first to 1 to 31. I want to do it on any date. So star means all, everything. Okay, month, which month? January, February, like that. I'll say star all the months. All right, day of the week. Okay, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So I'm saying, so if I want to do it for every day of the week, I'll do star again. So now this cron job will mean it's gonna run uh, every day 24 by 7. No, not 24. No, every day it's going to run at 8:30 p.m. every day throughout the year. Okay, and also the next year, and so on and so forth. Okay, it's also going to run on Sunday and Monday and Saturday and Sunday, where developers and DevOps, we don't work that time, right? So why do unnecessary run that time? So I'm going to run it from Monday to Friday. So either I can give a number here. So 0 starts for Sunday, 1 is Monday, right? If I want to give the range, you can give 1-5. Okay, so 1 stands for Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 stands for Friday. So Monday to Friday, 8:30 p.m. All right, this is the cron job format. Read on the chat. Monday. And the 24-hour cycle, okay? So you have to do 20, 22, like that, you know. Oops, the star did not come there. It's not showing the star in the chat. So instead of star, I'll just put an X, okay? If you don't know, there are other various strategies, okay? That you can try. Here you have some examples also. Every 15 minutes if you want to run, every 10 minutes you want to run, okay? Some examples also here, right? So I click on this question mark over here, you see I get all the help, all right? It has come, star, but I don't see it. I don't know why. Okay, so that's build periodically, okay? Now, let me come to Pole SCM first. Pole SCM, here also you give cron job, but it's gonna be different here. Here, it's going to execute 8:30 p.m. exactly Monday to Friday, okay? But here, if I give the same format, I don't have to give this, okay? I have to remove this. So here, the difference is in Pole SCM, exactly at 8:30 p.m., it will go and hit the Git repository. There is a new commit, then only it will run the job, right? Otherwise, think about it. What's the point? Let's say whole day developers did not work. Probably they're in some meeting or went outside. Some kickoff meetings. Some they are busy. They did not to commit any code. Nothing. Zero. No code is committed on GitHub. All right, or any version control system. They have not committed anything. So there's no point in running the entire pipeline again and generating a newer version of artifact. I mean, we are doing it here just to learn, but if there is no commit, okay, we don't run the job. It's unnecessary because we have the same code. Why do you want to build it once again? Okay, you can generate the same artifact with a different version. Does not make sense. So this will go and hit the gate and check whether there is any code change. It's going to execute it. Okay, this is a better one. All right. Now there is another one, GitHub webhook. Okay, this again will be taken later as a part of the project later. Uh, Now here the jobs are getting triggered from Jenkins. But what if you want to trigger the job from Git itself? Okay, like whenever there is a code commit, okay, Git triggers the Jenkins job. You're not able to hear? Yeah. Okay, check your connection, Asif. Okay, yeah. So GitHub webhooks. So GitHub, okay, or Git can trigger a Jenkins job. These are called as webhooks, right? Webhooks are I don't know it's really a good idea or not, because I don't really agree with webhooks, because what happens in today's world, uh, version control system. Okay, we have testers where we're going to keep their test automation script. We have DB developers, they also keep their code there in the same repository. We have DevOps who keeps their scripts and configuration file, other things, right, in the version control. If we have such kind of situation, then I don't think it's a good idea. Whenever there is a commit, it's going to trigger the job. All right, and even a single comment, you must have done the Git, right? Wahid was talking about even a single space, small change, it's a commit. Everything is tracked. So whenever there's a commit, the Git will send a JSON payload to Jenkins saying to trigger the job. All right, and in this case, everyone in the team should be well educated that if you make a commit over there in this repository, it will trigger a job. If they are educated, they're careful, it's good. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem. All right, so that's why people are really scared about webhooks, right? But that feature is there, right? And you can use it. So these are different kinds of build triggers, a very much interview question, because you're gonna decide some strategy. If you are the responsible person for the DevOps, you'll probably decide the strategies also. Okay, what do you want to do? You discuss with your team and you decide. You take the decision. So these are different build triggers, right? And with that note, let's park Jenkins for now. All right, we're gonna take Jenkins one more time in the part of the project, and actually two more times. After we're done with Ansible, we'll have a project that will again take Jenkins, because we're gonna include Ansible also with this. Then in at the time of Dockers also, we're gonna take it one more time. All right. As of now, I'm parking it for now. We can go ahead, do all the practice. Everything is in the book, documented on this project also, what we just did. Okay. And just practice, because otherwise it will become really, as someone said, it's going to be overwhelming. All right. How they are different in this service, different purpose. Who?
Um, Imran, I mean to say, if you are triggering job from Jenkins and you also
Mhm.
have an option to trigger job from Git, right? You said.
Right,
So
right.
what? Yeah, my question is,
So
how they
then
are
there should not
different.
be
So,
conflicting. They are not. There should not be conflicting. See, difference is the only. Look, see, difference is whenever there is a commit. If you're talking about this, Policium, right?
okay.
Policium 8:30 p.m. It will go and check whether there is any commit.
Mm-hmm.
But 8:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. But
Yeah.
webhook from the Git, it's gonna be any commit at the same time that job will get triggered.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah,
At the
understood.
same time,
So
job will get. It's not
every new
gonna. So
change, yeah, every
every
new
new
change,
thing,
yeah.
job will get triggered.
Okay.
Okay. Jason Payload Bhag Prasad. And see, once we talk about Ansible, we have YAML format there. From that, I can explain you JSON format. Once we are done with the Python scripting, so Wahid is going to take a Python scripting for you people and for the other people also. There you have dictionary, a data type. Once you understand that, you understand what's JSON. It's a format of data representation. We put some data in form of JSON, all right, and this can be sent through APIs. Okay, Wahid will explain you that. Okay, in Python scripting. Right, we don't certainly do anything. It's an automatic thing that happens from Git to
When
Jenkins.
is the Python class happening, Imran? We
It's
didn't have any.
next. It's next week confirmed. Next weekend.
Okay.
Next weekend confirmed. I'm gonna put it on the Facebook group.
Okay. Tomorrow we have a class with you.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. We don't send the FB invitation. Is your FB invitation not accepted? Just a second. Okay, they're gonna go through all the list once again. Today I just called them and will accept all the requests. All right. Okay. All right. So I was saying. So let me park Jenkins for now. Right, and let's go and move to a different tool. But why to a different tool? We should also know that. Okay, problem and the solutions. Right. The solutions are the tools. Right, and we run the tools. Now let's take example of the secure deployment job. Okay. So check this out. I'm doing a deployment over here, and for this, the Tomcat has to be up and running on the QA machine. All right. So I'm assuming, so that means I'm assuming there is a different team, an operation team, a system admin team who will set up Tomcat for me, okay, and will give me the port number and all the details, and and this is as a part of build and release team job, okay, and not pure DevOps. Uh, Now, once the deployment is done from here, from Jenkins to the production and to this Tomcat server, uh, we have to be sure, we have to be dependent on the system admin team that everything is up and running and good in the Tomcat server. Right version of Tomcat is there, right version of Java is there, configuration files are good, firewall security rules are good. Okay, we're expecting so many things. All right. But if the operation teams did not do it, all right, then it's going to be a problem. The deployment will fail. Okay, and if there are, this is good for one deployment for one Tomcat server. If you want to do deployment for 10 Tomcat server, then I have to add here deploy to container 10 times this plugin, 20 times, 25 times, right? Bigger organizations will have lots of web servers running under the load balancer, okay, and you have to do deployment on all of them. Okay, being part of DevOps pipelines, now QA, staging, and production jobs are becoming similar. Okay, we need similar kind of environment like production, so the testing would be more efficient. If something works in the testing environment, that should work in the production environment also. But if the environment is different, if the data is different, then testing works fine on QA environment, but the same thing will fail in production. Okay, so being part of DevOps culture, our enforcement is to make the QA environment and staging environment similar to production environment. All right, that means now multiple Tomcat servers, multiple database servers, okay, high availability, security, all those things will be there. Okay, and for to deploy on all on so many servers, this is not really a good and efficient way. Okay, and plus I have to make sure every time that everything is good in the Tomcat server. If it's not good, this deployment should correct it and do the deployment. All right. Are you planning to schedule Saturday classes every week? Probably, we'll not take this Saturday, right? Because actually I kept this Saturday for Wahid to take the Python scripting, but since he's going to take in the next weekend, we're gonna skip this Saturday. All right. Because if people are not joining, can I take a polling, please? How many people are going to join for tomorrow class, Saturday class? Today also a lot of people did not join because of the recordings. Can you just put it in the chat? One, two, three, four, 5, 6. All right, 6 only, and people who did not join today, from them also I don't have any confirmation. Next week Diwali and long weekend. Diwali is on not weekend, right? It's on 18th, 19th. When is Diwali? 18th. It's not weekend. It is on Wednesday. Okay. All right. What I'll do is I'll let these people call and the other people who did not join. Let's see if majority is joining tomorrow. We'll take a class tomorrow. Okay, you'll get a confirmation by today evening India time. okay, whether there is a class or not. All right. Okay.
Imran, I have a small request, Imran.
Yeah. Go ahead.
While watching the videos, I
Mhm.
couldn't see your cursor movement. It's not about one time I just posted there. You
Oh, that
very
was
fastly change
what
the screen and click on some buttons,
that
right?
was about the
I
video,
guess you use the keyboard,
huh?
right?
No, no, I did not get you. You're not able to see my cursor,
What
you're
I'm
saying?
Yeah, exactly. You click on some button or you choose some option. I couldn't
Hmm.
figure out what you have clicked or what you have. Yeah. See, this you have highlighted, right, in the blue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
suddenly you click on some button. The cursor we couldn't see, the mouse cursor.
Oh,
Yes, Imran, even
okay.
I
While
do
watching the
observe the
videos
same.
back, it
Yeah.
is difficult to, analyze what you have
Click where
clicked.
exactly what option has to be selected.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you using
Maybe I'm
keyboard or is that a problem?
I use both actually, but well, I'll do something with it. I'll have some animated cursor.
Yeah, that's better. Imran.
Yeah, I'll have some animated
Highlighter.
cursor. The bigger one. Yes, yes, I'll do that. I'll do that. And okay, yeah.
It happens
Thanks,
to me
thanks.
that 3 to 4 times I have rewinded back and have to see what you
Okay,
have clicked.
I'm fine. You can go and check in the book also. This you have the steps in the book also if you have such problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
For
but
timing,
anyways,
I'm going back to the videos. Yeah.
yeah, but
Videos
anyways,
are
I'll
good.
change. Okay. I'll do some mouse animation. I certainly don't know how to do it, but I'll find it and do it. Okay.
Okay.
Imran will get the pointers. You can add that one. Mouse pointers.
Mouse pointers. Yeah, yeah. I've seen that
Yeah,
once very
yeah,
long time back. I
yeah.
actually generally use Ubuntu system, so there I have it. I know where to do it.
Yeah.
I know this Windows is only for this. I'll find it out and I'll do it.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, no problem. Yeah,
Next class. Thanks, guys. Um. All right. Let's move forward. So I was saying the deployment is going to be difficult if you have lots of machine and in a production like environment. Even if you want to do the deployment for production, there's a lot of machines, a lot of systems, and you need to take care of so many things. Okay, every operating system will have configurations. Infrastructure will have configurations. So configuration like what's the Tomcat version, what's the Java version, what's the user in the Tomcat, the configuration files. So we have to manage those configurations, not manually, automated, okay, from some tool. And we're going to see today a tool which is called as Ansible, which is a configuration management tool. All right. So let me open up Ansible chapter. Some amount of theory first, just to explain why Ansible and why configuration management tool. Okay. So as for Jenkins, you have different other continuous integration tools, like you have Hudson, TeamCity, Bamboo, TFS, Mercurial. Right. So there are sorry, not Mercurial. You have Circle CI. Circle CI is also picking up. It's a cloud-based continuous integration tool. Okay, not your own. So now there are options there. Now once you want to do the automation in the operating system, you want to manage the configuration like installing package, starting service, changing any configuration in the operating system, Linux or Windows, whatever. Now for this, the Jenkins is not a right tool. All right. We can go with scripting, bash scripting, Python scripting, and a Python scripting that's going to automatically log into the system, make the changes to the system as per our need. But scripting's being very complicated and difficult to manage all that code. The configuration management tool came into the picture, like the Salt Stack, Puppet, then Chef, then Ansible. Okay, now these tools are easier than scripting. Okay, and the code is very easily managed. There is no coding first of all in these tools. Okay, they have their own DSL. Some tools have their own DSL. DSL means domain specific language, their own language, but it's very declarative. It's not a programming language. Okay, it's very easy to understand and write. Ansible is the best of all the configuration management tool. I am personally very much biased with Ansible. It's not because I have done Ansible a lot. I have done Puppet for almost 2 years in real time, Chef for almost 2.5 years in real time, and then I moved to Ansible. Okay, and I know the shortcomings of other tools because I use them in real time in productions in huge environments and even in small environments. So I know the shortcomings of other tools, and I've seen how Ansible can very well and easily manage those shortcomings. Okay, so we're going to see first Ansible. We understand configuration management with Ansible, and then you'll learn Python scripting also, and then we'll learn Puppet also. And I'm sure once you are done with different automation tools that solves the same purpose, okay, scripting or any other configuration management tool like Ansible, Puppet, or Chef solves the same purpose. Okay, they do automation of the configuration of operating system or cloud. Okay, and there are some other options also, right? They solve the same purpose. So which one do I select? Well, if you ask me, I'll I'll tell blindly go with Ansible. All right, and you will also agree to me, not now, but once you have done all these tools. Okay, so let's start Ansible. All right, so I told you configuration management tools. Configuration management tools started as managing the configuration of operating system, like installing a package, starting a service, creating a user in the OS, Linux or Windows both. All right, and whatever operating system task that you can imagine of, it can automate all those things. But it's not just limited to that. Now we can manage the configuration of network devices also with Ansible. Okay, like switches and routers, the physical switches and routers. I'm talking about the firewall devices, the databases. Okay, it has the capability of sending API requests also. Now you can create AWS EC2 instances, S3 buckets, RDS in Azure Cloud. You can automate the cloud environment also. So configuration management tools is not just limited to configuration anymore. It has it's giving you power of doing so many things. Okay, and it's just growing and growing. All right, and there's a huge competition out there between these tools. Okay, now here we have a centralized configuration. Let's say you have infrastructure that have hundreds of systems, and you expect all your web servers should have the same configuration in sync. The DB server should be in the same configurations. Okay, same environment. Hundreds of systems, it's difficult to keep track of all the systems. Sometimes you get problem and issue, system admin log into the system and they make some changes to solve that problem for temporary. But what happens then? That system gets out of the sync. This system will have a different configuration compared to others. Okay, you should have a centralized mechanism which will enforce a configuration on all the system. Let's say we say all the web servers should have this configuration. They should have Java 1.8. They should have Tomcat so and so version. Their Tomcat user should be so and so. Its password should be so and so. Its firewall root should be so and so. And I write all this configuration and I tell that this configuration is for all the web servers in my infrastructure. So it's like a rule, right? We're enforcing on all of them. Okay, and that will make sure that there is no chaos. Everything in sync. Everything works properly. Okay. Now config tools gives you features of abstraction also. You don't need to program, you don't need to write a code to automate anything. The code are already written in this config tool. You just call them. Okay, these are like small functions. To install a software, you'll call a function, okay, from this tool, and it will do installation for you. To make some configuration change in some file, you'll call some function that will do the work for you. You don't need to code for it. Okay, they have already such kind of function. So all this code is abstracted from you, the automation code. You don't need to write any code. Okay, you just call the code. All right, now all these configurations are written in text files. So you can track it on version control system. You can put your Ansible code or Puppet, Chef code in version control system like you put any other programming language code. All right, a replication. Now if I already have a configuration written for my web servers, for my DP servers, for my backend servers, then anytime I can replicate the environment. Okay, or is it really important? It is very important sometimes. Okay, sometimes you have a bug in the production environment. All right, a user reporting a bug. Now you cannot go ahead and log into the production system and start fixing it and start finding it. Okay, it's a production system, right? If it goes down, your business goes down. Then you need exactly same environment like production, so where you can replicate the same behavior, and then you can test and find the bug and then fix the bug and release the patch, right? For such kind of thing, you already have all the code written. Okay, for web server, DB server, backend server, all you need to do is run it on different set of servers, so your environment will be replicated exactly. So the application is very easy, right? When we talk about infrastructure as a code, there is a word in the market, they say infrastructure as a code, right? When we have written a vagrant file, remember, it's a vagrant file, it's a code, but if I execute that code, it creates an infrastructure for me, different VMs with their configuration, all those things. Okay, but this is also infrastructure as a code. You have a code written for all your infrastructure, you just execute it and it sets up an infrastructure for you. All right, that's infrastructure as a code, right? So as I told you, these are some examples of configuration management tool: Puppet, Chef, Ansible, SaltStack, CF Engine, all right, and few other, right? Right. So some terminologies: change management. Uh, Change management is a concept where you change some configuration on an existing environment. There's an existing environment running. Let's say you are responsible in managing a company's website. Let's say you're responsible in managing Amazon AWS console. Okay, you're responsible in managing AWS console. This one. All right. Now over here, it is using some software, and some softwares has all the softwares are installed on some operating system. And let's say there is some security issue, you need to update a software. All right. And to host this web application, let's say there are 100 machines. All right, and you need to change, you need to upgrade one small package on all these 100 machines. I'm just giving you one example. Okay, there are like that lot many things. Okay, so you need to just upgrade one package in all those machines. What you do? Well, you create, there is a ticket that gets created, there's some emails that is sent, some ticketing tools will be there, you create a ticket, and you write a full document saying what are the steps that you're going to take. All right, each and every step that I'm going to do this: first go into this directory, then install this package, then delete that package. You document everything, you attach it into the ticket or into the mail, and there are several people who will approve it. There's a separate approval team. In bigger companies, you have separate approval teams. In smaller companies, you will have managers and customers who will approve it. Okay, once everybody approves, then you make the change in the production environment. Okay, that's how it happens. uh, Provisioning, that's a change management thing. Okay, I've given you one example like that. There are several. Even you're doing upgrade, okay, you have to raise some change management request over there. All right. Well, why I'm talking about this, because I'm going to use these terminologies later. So the Ansible, you can do change management like this, you can do provisioning with Ansible. So I'm just covering the terminologies. What does that mean? Provisioning word is used at two different places. One, provisioning, I'm provisioning the environment. Let's say I have an AWS account and I'm saying I'm going to provision 5 EC2 instance, storage provisioning, and database provisioning with RDS. You're creating something from the scratch. Okay, that's called as provisioning, right? So setting up the IT infrastructure itself is also called as provisioning. And if you have the infrastructure, like you have the servers ready, right? And now I want to make one EC2 instance, or let's say 4 EC2 instance as web server, as a Tomcat web server. So I'll say I'm going to provision Tomcat server on the machine. Okay, doing something from the scratch, right? So like we installed Tomcat yesterday. So I have created an EC2 instance and I provisioned Tomcat on that EC2 instance. That's how we say. All right. Change management, making a change to an existing thing, right, which is already running. All right. Provisioning is creating it from the scratch. All right. And as you would have guessed, provisioning will have more steps compared to change management. Okay. All right. Last one, orchestration. Okay, that's our job. All right. We orchestrate things. What does that mean? Well, people tell you being DevOps, oh, you do automation. Yeah, we also do automation, but our main work is orchestration. We have automation for build pipeline, we have automation for software testing, we have automation for DB testing or DB development, we have automated scripts for managing the operating system, we have automation script for managing the cloud infrastructure, we have multiple automation scripts or tools, all right, and we group all of them together and we execute them in a proper order, like the continuous delivery pipeline that you have just seen. All right, it's an orchestration. Okay, and the word orchestration has come from the word orchestra. All right, in orchestra, as you have multiple instruments playing together, excuse me, and in a specific order. Okay, order is very important. Okay, even in orchestra, we know, if the drum is playing before the flute, or flute is getting played before the drum, right? The orchestra will not get the right music. Right? To get the right music, all the instrument has to be played in a proper order, right? So let's replace that with our infrastructure. Okay. Now your vProfile application needs a database, but we have not set up a database. Okay, and now have set up the web application. I'm trying to access the or test the web application. So software testing will fail because there is no database connectivity. The application will not have database, it will fail. All right, so you should first do the deployment for database, and then you do the deployment for web servers, the Tomcat server, right? Once that is there, then you set up the load balancer. Okay, you add the Tomcat server under the load balancer, and then you do the test. You've seen we are doing a lot of tests, right? Deploy, test, deploy, test, deploy, test, right? Now, whenever we do deploy anything and we test it, we expect that the test should pass, right? Then only I can move to the next phase. But when I'm doing the test, okay, and I did the deployment of a web application, there is no database connectivity, it's going to definitely fail, all right? So I have to do all the automation in a proper order, okay? One by one, step by step, then I test it and I keep on testing it. I do the DB deployment, I test the DB deployment. I deploy the Tomcat server, I do the Tomcat testing. All right. Then I add it into the load balancer, right? Then I test the load balancer and all the connection checks out fine. All right. Then then you send the email notification or user notification, right? So multiple, you have playbook, Ansible playbook for doing automation. You have Jenkins, which is doing some automation. You have Terraform, which is doing some automation. So you have to execute all of them in a proper order. Okay, then only your continuous delivery pipeline will be a successful pipeline. All right. So orchestration, very important. Okay, idempotent behavior. Okay, I'll explain this to you. Okay, just once I do it, all right. But just to tell you orchestration, so few example, let's say I am have written a script, a Python script to push a file to 10 different nodes. Okay, configuration file, let's say, pushing it. So I run the script, it will push it to all 10 different nodes. Okay, and the file is been pushed. Now source and destination is same. I run the script again. Once again, it will take the file and push it. It will again overwrite the existing file. Okay, that's how the nature of the script is. Okay, it does not do any check. But if you want to do some check, you write here some code, some condition. First check whether the file is already there or not. If it's already there, don't push it. Okay, don't unnecessarily disrupt the traffic or network. Okay, but in configuration management tool, all the tools, okay, are idempotent in their nature. What that means is, it's going to first you define the state. You say, I need this package to be installed, this service to be started, and this file to be pushed. So first it will go and check whether this package is installed or not. If it's already installed, it's not going to do it. It's not going to run the command also again. Okay, you say start the service, it's going to go and check whether the service is already running. Okay, it's already running, I'm not going to run the command, skip. It's not going to fail. Okay, it's going to skip. All right, it's going to check whether you have the file that you're pushing is already existing over there and the same content. If it's already there, it's not going to do anything. So there is not going to be any service disruption or anything if the system state is in the same state of your configuration. You give a desired state and it will check whether the system is in the same state or not first. Then only it will make the changes if it's not. Okay. That's called as iReporter, and we'll see that technically when we do it. All right. Now, let me introduce to you Ansible. Let's install Ansible first of all. So installing Ansible can be installed only on Linux machine, CentOS, Ubuntu, any Linux. Okay. So you can install with Yum on CentOS or Red Hat family, and with apt-get on Ansible, sorry, Ubuntu family. All right. So I have here a Vagrant file. Oops. Do I have it? Yes, I have it. I have a Vagrant file here. I'll send this to you today. Uh, so this creates 3 VMs. If you have already multi-box Vagrant file, you can use the same. Right? It's going to create 3 VM. One VM I have used as name as web. The second one I used as DB, and the third one I used as control. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it on a VM as of now. We'll do it on AWS also. Okay. Control machine is going to be our Ansible. We call Ansible, we don't say Ansible server, we say it as control machine, because Ansible does not run as a service. Okay, it uses SSH to connect to other machine. All right, and it does not run any service. So we don't say Ansible server, we say control machine. So that's why I have given a name as control here. Okay, here we have all Ubuntu. Okay, I have already bring it up. So I'm going to log into it. Vagrant SSH control. This is going to be the place where I'm going to install Ansible. And it has sadly host name as DB. Change its host name. It's a wrong host name. Okay, don't get confused. This is a control machine. Okay, change that. Okay. Installing Ansible. Well, the steps are there in the book. All right, how to install Ansible. And thankfully it has not changed anything yet. Ansible installation Ubuntu. All your answers of Ansible is in the Ansible documentation. Okay, I'm going to take you through multiple times to the Ansible documentation, not because there is less content in the book. I have worked a lot on the Ansible chapter specifically in the book. Okay, there's so many things in Ansible. All right, but Ansible is again under huge development. There's so many things that changes regularly, so it's better you always come and visit these documentations. Okay, so that's how you install Ansible. Just copy this command. This is going to add an Ansible repository in your Ubuntu system. Okay, once the repository is added, you'll see apt-get update. This will give you the latest version of Ansible. If you directly just say apt-get install Ansible without adding any repository, then it will install Ansible from Ubuntu repository, and that's going to be an older version. The current version is 2.4. I guess so. All right, they just keep on releasing new version, man. One minute 42 seconds. That's too much to update the package. Voice is cracking again. Excuse me. Apt-get install Ansible. Not Ansible installed. Okay, before we move forward, people, this is the tool you should practice the most out of all. Okay, Ansible. Ansible Jenkins is a deadly combination. Okay, and AWS for the cloud, it's amazing, and it's the hot cake in the market right now. All right, so spend a lot of time in Ansible. Whatever I'm doing, you repeat it again. You have any question, ask me, put it in the Facebook group. Okay, this is one tool that is very, very important in today's world for DevOps. Okay, if you have any question, do ask. Okay, Ansible is installed. Okay, why are we using Ansible? We want to do automation. What automation? For example, installing software, starting services, changing configuration, managing databases. All right, and that we cannot do through Jenkins, and that's why we are using Ansible. Okay, any other tool that can do same kind of work? Yes, there is Chef, there is Puppet, and you can also use scripting like Python scripting, Bash scripting, Ruby scripting, or Perl scripting. Okay, now let's move forward. All right, so what do we have next on the table? So the steps also there to install it on CentOS, yum install. All right, some quick note before we move ahead. The machine where we install Ansible is called as control machine. Okay, Ansible does not run any service. Ansible works on a push model. We write the code and we push it onto the node. Okay, like we from the Jenkins we do the deployment, we push the artifact, right? Other configuration management tool works in the reverse order. Okay, there the client will pull the code. All right, like you want to set up Tomcat, that's so Tomcat server will go and talk to the Puppet server and pull its configuration. Okay, like that. Once we have Puppet, then you'll understand this difference very easily. Okay, Ansible is written in Python language. All right, and you should have Python 2.6 or 7 to install Ansible control machine. Okay, that's the current requirement. 3 is also supported now. Okay, we have to add one options there. Okay, Windows isn't supported for the control machine. We are not going to set up control Ansible on a Windows machine because you can't install the package itself. Okay, but Ansible can manage, can automate tasks for Linux machine also and Windows machine also. You explained also Chef and other tools. Not Chef, it's gonna be too much for you also. Okay, actually I dropped initially a Chef and Python because we have so many other tools. Chef just complicates things, too many things. All right, Chef is the most complex configuration management tool, and it's really fading in the market because of its complexities. Okay, it's very, very complex. There are multiple pieces working here and there together. Okay, people are just moving to Ansible, okay, like crazily. All right, and trust me when I say that, because the places where I worked previously, all right, where they use Puppet and Chef, they have also moving to Ansible. Okay, all right, and you learn that, okay, once we do Puppet. Okay, and Chef, if you are interested, I have a very good material, so I'm gonna send material to you. All right, so you can use the Chef material, you can easily learn it, because if you know Ansible and Puppet, the Chef will become very easy for you. Okay, you understand the concept, you just need to know how to do it in Chef now. Okay, so I'm gonna share the material, don't worry. Okay, now inventory. All right, the first topic in the Ansible that we're hitting is inventory. What's inventory? Inventory is a place, it's a file where we maintain the host information. Host information of what? The host that we want to automate. Let's say I want to set up Apache service on one system and I want to set up a DB service on one system through Ansible. So first I need its IP address, its username, password, its credentials. Okay, so I have 2 machines here. Migrant SSH web and its IP address. Okay, 192.168.0.22. Okay, so first of all, we'll create a directory here, okay, and we'll name it as Ansible-repo. Right? What now? We'll first create a directory with the name of the project, and we'll create a project named Pluto. Okay, let's move Ansible repo into Pluto. We go into Pluto Ansible repository, and here in this directory, I'm going to write all the Ansible code for the Pluto project. Okay, so inventory, okay, I'll give any name, invent hyphen dev. So inventory is a file and its name can be anything of your choice. Okay, but make sure you have some in or inventory somewhere like that. So, it's identifiable, right? That it's an inventory file. And I'm giving this hyphen dev to make sure, just I'm telling myself that it's an inventory file for my development servers. Okay, open this. Now, here we are going to give host names, okay, to our hosts. So I'll say web01, okay, and then I'll have db01. We'll do db later, okay. Web01, I'm saying. Now I have to give the IP address of web01. So there is a variable I'm going to use, Ansible underscore SSH underscore host equal to 192.168.0.22. That's the IP of web1, okay. Now its username, Ansible underscore SSH underscore user equal to Vagrant. For Vagrant, the default user I'm using, and the password Ansible underscore SSH underscore pass equal to Vagrant. Okay, you have to make sure this user has the sudoers privilege, okay, in this machine. All right, otherwise we won't be able to do it because it's going to install software and all, do admin work, and it's going to fail if it doesn't have sudo's permission. Okay, giving username and password like this in the inventory file is a big security loophole. Okay, big security related mistake. So I'll show you how to handle that one. Okay, we are not going to put username and password like that in clear text format. We'll do key exchanges. Okay, that I'll show you later. So that's the host information I have given. Let's say I've given just one host information as of now. Okay, web1, I have named it as web1 and I have given its IP address, username, and password. Okay, let's save this file. Now, Ansible has 3 commands. Okay, Ansible hyphen version, right? Showing me Ansible 2.4.0.0. Okay, that's the version I'm using currently. Okay, you should also have the same version. This is one command that is used to run ad hoc command. Okay, ad hoc command. What is that? You'll understand in a moment. Okay, then there is Ansible hyphen playbook command. This command will run Ansible playbooks. Playbooks are like scripts for Ansible. Okay, it's some text file that you write, and you say Ansible playbook, and you give the name of that text file. You say execute this file, and it will execute it for you. Okay, and then we have Ansible hyphen galaxy. Okay, Ansible Galaxy is a centralized place owned by Ansible itself, where you have already ready-made Ansible code written over there to set up a lot of services that you can think of: Nginx, Apache, Tomcat, MySQL, Oracle. There are a lot of services in the world. So there are already some code already ready-made written over there, which we'll see. Okay, you don't need to write so many things from the scratch also. All right, so we're going to use Ansible Galaxy for that. So we're going to use these 3 commands. All right, and there is one more command, Ansible Vault. Okay, this I'll explain later. Okay, as of now we're just seeing ad hoc command first for today. Please share material on okay, you cover up Puppet, right? Yeah, we cover Puppet with great detail. Puppet is there with great detail. Are we going to use Python 2.6 or 3.0 in our example? We're going to use 2.6 and we're going to also see 3.0 also when we go to AWS Cloud. Okay, so first thing we're going to see is the ad hoc command Ansible -I option, and you give the path of the inventory. Okay, if it's locally, just give its name. All right, so as I said, inventory name can be anything because we define it by giving -I option. Okay, so that's my inventory file. -M is called as modules. All right, it's an option for modules. What are these modules? There are some pre-written modules in Ansible, and currently there are 500 plus modules for Ansible. Like you have plugins in Jenkins, here we have modules. Okay, these modules will do various kinds of tasks. Okay, so first task, first module that we're going to see is going to be ping module. Okay, this is not the ping command. This is a module of Ansible. This will do SSH. Okay, and you have to give the name of the host. I'm giving web01. Web01 host name is defined in this inventory file we just created, and I'm saying with Ansible that run ping module on this host. Okay, this will check the connectivity. Okay, hit enter and you get an error. Now you ask me what is JSON, right? This is JSON format. Okay, this curly brace. Okay, key value, key value. All right, key value pairs. Okay, it comes in the key value pairs enclosed in a curly brace. Okay, this is JSON format. So whenever you run any Ansible ad hoc command, it returns the output into a JSON format. All right, so here it says, you know, web01 failed. All right, failed true, and here's the message. And you read the message, you get to know the problem. Okay, it is saying using SSH password instead of key is not possible because host key checking is enabled and SSH pass does not support this. Okay, when you're using password based authentication, all right, what happens is Ansible will try to do SSH. Okay, it's going to do same thing like we do 192.168.0.22. When you do this, it's going to ask you a question. Okay, this is called as host key checking. Okay, and this question will be asked only once. Okay, only once it will ask you the questions. Once you say yes, it will store its key, and next time it will not ask you this question. Okay, until unless you don't delete this key. So this is the key. All right, the fingerprint. All right, so it's saying that this is the ID card of this machine. Okay, do you accept it? All right, yes or no. So there is no default option here. Either I have to give yes or either I have to give no. So Ansible does not know what to do and it fails. Okay, so one thing you can do is you can do SSH. You can say yes, all right, and then you can run Ansible, but then you have to do it for again and again every machine. You can tell Ansible to accept all the host key checkings. Okay, so there is an Ansible configuration file, etc ansible ansible.cfg. Okay, excuse me. In this configuration file, you have a setting that we're going to change, which says host key checking. Okay, steps are there in the document. Okay, don't worry. Sorry. So look for a setting host underscore key underscore checking. Uncomment this. It says it's warning read only. I'm gonna quit this file. I'm gonna open it with sudo. I don't have permission to do this. Host underscore key underscore. Everybody will get this error. Okay. How you solve this? You say host key checking equal to false. All right. So don't check the host key. Just accept it. All right. Directly. That is for Ansible, okay, not for normal SSH. Normal SSH still it will ask you questions. Okay, do you accept the request or not? Okay. Now let's run the Ansible ad hoc command once again. Let's say Ansible -I inventory -m ping web01. Okay. Success. Right. Again, a JSON format. Okay. The JSON format is this. Okay. Curly brace. I have changed false, failed false, and ping's output is pong. Yeah. All right. So changed false. That means nothing changed on the target machine. All right. Because ping module does not change anything. It is just to check the connectivity. So it will just do an SSH and come back. Okay. So I know now there is a connectivity. Now I can start doing automation. Okay. Failed false. So nothing has failed. So everything is good. All right. And then the module ping has a return form as pong. All right, every module will have a return content, return message. All right, so now check the connectivity. Okay, now let's go back to our inventory file and add one more host. DB. Okay, I did a copy paste. I opened up the file and I did a copy paste, and now I'm going to change the IP address. Okay, so I added one more host information here. I have given the name as db01 and the IP address and username and password is same as we know for Vagrant. Okay, let's save this. Okay, and now let's check the connectivity to the DB host. So we'll say Ansible -I inventory -m ping db01. Mm-hmm. Just taking down. Okay, yeah. There is a connectivity. Good. Great. Awesome. Okay. Now, today we are going to just learn the inventory file. We can set up SSH and pair for multiple remote hosts, right? Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going to do next class. All right. That's the right method of doing authentication. Like I have here web 01, okay, I would be having multiple hosts as I told you, 10, 20, 50, right? So, like webs 1, web 2, web 3, web 4, excuse me, and I keep on giving its information. Now, if I want to run some command or even I want to check a connectivity, so now I have 20 web servers, web 1, web 2, web 3, web 4. So I have to run that ad hoc ping command for web 1, web 2, web 3, web 4. Right? It's so much of repetitive work, right? Similar work for different machines. Okay. Instead of that, I can create a group over here. A group can be created with square brackets. Okay, square bracket. Create a square bracket and give a name of a group. So I'm gonna say web servers. I'll write Pluto hyphen web. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I created a group over here. Under this group, I can give the host name that has already been defined. Web01 is already defined here. Okay. Like that, if I have web02, web03, web04, I can all define it over here. All right. Right now, I just have one web machine. So I'm going to just give that one name. Like that, I can create a group for the DB also. So I can say Pluto-DB and group name can be anything, but it should make some sense, right? The name, let's say DB01, DB2, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's how you create the group. All right, now I can run the ad hoc command on the group. All right, but sometimes I want to run it on multiple groups, so I can create group of groups. A group which is a parent group which contains other child group. So to do that, I'm going to create one more group here. I'll say Pluto WebDB colon children. Okay, I have to give a colon children over here, which specifies that this is a parent group. Okay, and underneath I give the group name. Okay, now let me save this. Okay, three. All right. So I have web1, I have db1 defined, I have group defined. Three groups I have now: Pluto web server, Pluto DB server, Pluto web and DB combinedly both. All right. So now let's run the ping command on Pluto-web srv. So I say to run it on the group. In turn, it runs on all the hosts inside that group. You see, executed on web1, right? Because it's a part of the group, right? Like that for the DB also, and I can run it on Pluto web DB, which is the parent group. Okay, that will run on this group that contains of the host. You see that? All right. So, and there are other patterns also. I can run the module. So I said you can run it on the host, you can run it on a group, you can run it on a parent group. You can give a star also. Star means all the hosts inside the group. Host, not group, okay? All the hosts inside the inventory file. Okay, so I have like web1 and db1. Could not, okay. I don't have to give it like this. I have to give it single quote, star. See? Or you can use a keyword called all. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so that was about inventory. We have a few more things in the inventory that we'll see in the next session. Okay, and we have few more ad hoc commands. So it's just go ahead and try this. All right, install Ansible. I have 3 VMs. Okay, one control machine and one DB and one web. You can have multiple web and multiple DB provided you have good, memory on your laptop or your desktop, or you can create EC2 instances also. Okay. We'll do it on EC2 instance later. Everything is there step by step that I just did. there's one more thing over here. We can set up variables at the group level. Okay, so I'll cover that also. So in the weekend you can practice those things. And so here I have set up. So these are variables. Okay, SSH host, SSH user. These are variables, and these variables are at the host level. This is the host. Okay, you can set up variables at the group level also. Right. So I want to set up variables at the group level. For example, for this group. Okay, I want to set up a variable at the group level. I'll just say vars here, and here I'll put these variables. Now this is considered as the better way. Rather than giving it for single host, we give it directly for the entire group. Now I'm saying that this group is applied on this, sorry, this variable is applied on this group. Okay, and this group contains subgroups, those contains the host. So anyways, it boils down to the same host. All right. Benefit, I don't need to give that username and password again and again and again and again, because here we're talking about just one web server. I said you can have multiple web servers, right? And you would have multiple web servers. So
But
instead of
we will
defining
not use the
variables,
same pass. Sorry,
we will use
but
that. That's what the nature of automation is. We should have one management user that is common across all the machine. It's for automation. If you don't have that, then it's a big problem for automation. Okay,
username is
one
fine. Password will be the same for all.
no, password, yeah, password will be also same. So I'm not talking about password, we're talking about keys actually. Okay,
Okay.
even if it's password based, still you're gonna have one password that is common across all the
Okay.
machine, and that's called as a management user. Okay, previously we used to call them as management user, right? And if you do it with scripting, it's really necessary to do it, because here at least you can manage the variables at different levels easily. But if you have different password for different machines, then automation becomes very difficult. Okay, then you have to write automation script for different machines which have different passwords. All right, or you have to supply them every time you run your code. Okay, that is very complex. I went into that situation. So we always create a management user, we call it, which is very secretive, very less people know about that. Right, it's not known to everybody. That user will have the root privilege, and it's going to have same password in all the machines. Okay,
Okay.
and by using the same approach you can use this one also. All right, but anyways, we're going to do key based authentication. Next session I'll show you that.
Okay.
Right, so that's, see, it's working fine. Right, so in the weekend, go ahead, read the theory of something of Ansible, and make sure you do this exercise inventory file. So that's all about the inventory file. Inventory file in Ansible is to give the host information and group information. Okay, and of course some variables. All right, and that's all is the purpose of the inventory file. Okay, next I'm going to show you more about modules. We're going to use different modules to install software, start services, change configuration, create users. All right, I'll show you a lot of modules. All right, so that would be all for today. Okay, thank you for attending. If you have any question, you can ask me. Can you share the Vagrant file you're using in Ansible? Yeah, sending it to you right away while we are talking. Okay, in this I have Ubuntu Trust 64 as the VM. All right, you have to create one more Vagrant file that has CentOS also. Okay, because we're going to do some operation on CentOS also, so you are going to have two different setups. All right, so we have two Vagrant files. So and send the email. Can you confirm Diwali leaves plan? Please send chef doc to S doc. Yeah, I'll send the chef. Don't worry. Okay. Not now. We'll do it when we do the puppet. Um, Diwali holidays. Lots of holidays, man. Let me talk to the admins and we'll plan the holiday. We'll let you know. Okay. By Monday. Okay. Let me talk to them tomorrow. Because there's already so many holidays that happened for different batches for from the August. August was like entire holiday month, and then you have Dasra, and then so many holidays came in. I'm not sure whether they'll give you long holidays on Diwali. Okay, just an heads up. Okay, that's what they told me. All right, because when the holidays were for Dasra, long holidays, I told them, I don't know, it's not going as per the plan. So they said we are not having, probably not have holidays on Diwali. All right, for South Indians, it's fine, but for North Indian, it is not fine. Diwali is the biggest festival for North Indians. All right, I don't know how they're going to manage that. Let me check. Imran, do you have a linear version of your book? It's 750. No, I don't have a linear version for it. There's a screenshot, lots and lots of screenshot, and there's no escaping with that. So it's 750 MB. That's all you have. Which OS basically used for Ansible, Ubuntu, or CentOS? You can use any OS. It does not matter. Ubuntu just they recommend Ubuntu, and like Jenkins also recommend Ubuntu to install. To get set up. All right. So, but it works very well on CentOS also. There's no problem. Uh, Red Hat has acquired Ansible, so that thing has changed. I'm sorry. Ansible will be better on Red Hat based system like CentOS and RHEL. Okay, but it can be installed on anywhere. Okay, except Windows machine. All right, people. So that would be all for today. I will see you next session, probably on tomorrow or Monday. Okay, you'll get the information. All right. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a great day and night. You enjoy and please do practice.